minute you go to volume, and in here you need to set the value of the volumes. You need to set this number. So in this case, after 1000 lots, a new candle would form. Then after another 1000 lots gets traded, another candle would get formed. Currently I'm using kinetic data, and it's showing quite big values for the volumes. So if you are using FXCM, it's quite okay to use, for example, 5 or 10,000 value in here. But because the kinetic is giving me such crazy numbers, I'm not really sure why. I need to use very high number, which in this case will be 50 million. And let's load 200 days. So the chart is loaded now, and right there you can see very nice rotation followed by strong selling activity. So again, we use the flexible profile the same way as we used it before. In this case, you can see that the heaviest volumes were in here. So we wait for a pullback and you go short from there. Again, very nice reaction to the volume accumulation setup. Only this time we are using different chart. We are using the volume bars. And now another rotation which I see here is this rotation followed by this strong selling activity. And in this case, the volumes are the heaviest in here. So you wait for pullback. When the price hits the level, you enter a short. Another nice reaction. Another one is in here as a rotation followed by strong selling activity. The short is from here. This is the reaction. Next very nice rotation is right there. This rotation is followed by strong buying activity, indicating that it's buyers who are accumulating their buying positions in here. So let's have a look where the volumes were the heaviest. It was in here, this level. So what you do, you wait for a pullback, you wait for a pullback to this level, and you enter along from there. This is the reaction to the level. Now, another possible option for the volume accumulation is this rotation area, and this is the reaction to it. Another area is this one, this rotation followed by this strong selling activity, and the heaviest volumes are in here. The price overshoots the level at first, but it's only 2 pips, and afterwards strong selling activity. So again, a nice reaction to those heavy volumes formed in this rotation. Another example of the volume accumulation is in here. There's a rotation followed by a strong buying activity. But what I don't really like is that those volumes created within the rotation got sort of tested with this candle right there. It seems like the heaviest volumes, which are in here, got tested. If you remember from the theoretical part, this is the thing which I don't really like when the level gets immediately tested. So I probably wouldn't trade like this. As you can see, if I draw a line there, there was a nice reaction to it. So eventually it would be a winning trade. But probably a winning trade which I would have missed. So this is how the volume accumulation works with the volume bars. And now I would like to show you the futures for Standards and Poor's with the same setting with the volume bars. All right. So again, it will be the volume accumulation setup with the volume bars. Only the instrument will be the ES, which is futures for Standards and Poor's index. So this is the ES chart, futures for Standards and Poor's index. And let me show you how I set the volume bars. So we go to data series, and in here I used 10,000, which means that every time 10,000 contracts gets traded, the candle is closed and new candle is opened. All right, so that's the chart. And right here, there is a nice case of volume accumulation setup. There is a rotation followed by a trend, which means strong sellers were adding to their selling positions in here and afterwards pushing the price downwards. So what we do is use the flexible profile to look into this area and have a look where the volumes were the heaviest. In this case, it was in here, so let's draw a line. And what you do is you wait for pullback and you go short from the place where the line gets hit. In this case, there is a reaction a little bit before the line. So I would probably discard the level. I wouldn't trade it anymore. As you can see, the second test worked and there was a nice reaction to the level with the second test. All right, so let's go back. And then there is this nice rotation followed by buying activity. So I use the profile over this rotation to see where the volumes were. Was in here. So you wait for a pullback, go long from there. All right, pretty simple. The next volume accumulation setup, which I see here, is this one. This rotation, nice rejection of lower prices, which is a confirmation of the buyers. Afterwards, strong buying activity. So let's have a look at the volumes within the rotation. Volumes were the heaviest in here. And this is the reaction. It doesn't matter if the price hits the level after a few days. Markets have good memory, especially of strong levels. Another case of volume accumulation is this rotation. Heaviest volumes being in here. And this is the reaction to it. All right, again, very nice reaction to the heavy volumes from this rotation. Another rotation is in here, but it's within a trend, so I would call it the trend setup. Actually, the next setup I'm going to show you, but you can also call it the volume accumulation setup. Important thing is that there are volumes in rotation followed by strong buying activity. So the heaviest volumes were in here, and this was the reaction to it. There's also another volume cluster in here, rotation followed by buying activity, but I wouldn't trade this one because there's failed auction in here. This is a weak low and also a failed auction. Those two candles and at the same price level, which is a failed auction. The level would be in here. As you can see, the price goes past it. There is no reaction to it. Another rotation followed by strong selling activity is in here. This is the rotation. Well, I should probably use the profile like this, only for the rotation. This is the level. The price goes past it, so with tight stop loss, you would probably take a losing trade in here. So in this case, the setup didn't really work. Now, another rotation in here is this one. This rotation followed by strong buying activity. So let's use the profile over the whole rotation. Heaviest volumes being in here. So we wait for pullback. First the price rotates above the level, but then it makes a nice reaction to it. Alright, so the last one will be in here. A rotation followed by strong selling activity. So again, you select the whole area. Heaviest volumes being in here. And you go short from there. Nice and strong reaction. Alright, so that's for the volume accumulation setup. I hope that it's clear from all those examples which I showed you. It doesn't really matter if you work with candles based on time or on candles based on volumes. Both approaches are pretty good in my opinion. So I wish you a lot of profitable trades with this strategy, and let's move on to the next video where I'll cover next intraday trading strategy.